Hey guys, it's Van. It's been a little while, hasn't it? It's been a really rough almost week. And I really felt like it was time to reach out and chat. So, is your internal voice saying it's not as bad as it seems? Everything is going to be okay. There's nothing I can do anyway. These are the lies we tell ourselves. I've had people tell me that they're not going to be angry anymore. I've spoken with people who are consumed by their anger. And I'm going to tell you, head in the sand or burning it down will resolve nothing. So, how do we acknowledge the middle ground without being stuck in complacency? Let's acknowledge that we are in a space of individual and collective grief. We're tired, we're fatigued, we're downright exhausted. And here are some of the reasons. Since 2016, we have had three inflection points: the election of Donald Trump in 2016, the COVID epidemic that began in 2019, and the re election of Donald Trump in 2024. There's a lot that percolated during those 8 years. And I have to tell you, if you're wishing for a return to the time before this mayhem, it's not going to happen. The most important thing that you can do is to stop believing the lies. The first step into living into this new world is to stop lying to yourself. You know, it is bad. Everything might not be okay, but there is something that you can do about it. If telling yourself the truth scares you, well, if you're scared, it means that you're aware. And the first step to taking action is awareness. To be aware is to practice self-care. Take a step back into yourself. Ignite that divine ember within you. See the sparks flare up into your being. They illuminate those parts of you that are paralyzed by your fear. A huge part of self-care is learning what is triggering you. And you'd be surprised at how much of what is triggering you is fear. So, what can we do? Our self-care begins by grieving. I'm going to go through the stages of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's stages of grief. Realize that the 5 stages are not linear. They happen in a spiral. And if you're like me, you're going through them over and over and over again, and you're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might be doing 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. I haven't gotten to 5 yet, but I'm all over the first 4. Here are the stages, and I'm going to give you some examples of how have gone through them so that you can take a look in your own life, reflect upon how you're going through them. Number 1, we deny. I refused to watch the news on Wednesday morning because if I didn't hear it or see it, it wasn't true, right? We get angry. I unfriended so many people on Facebook and raged about those people who had the audacity to vote in alignment with their moral code, which wasn't my moral code. And I'm not going to get in there because I can get totally angry again about it. We bargain. I haven't been there yet. We get depressed. The world can really be a dark place of despair. We need not be stuck in it. I acknowledge when I get depressed and then look for ways to either rest in it until it abides or find ways to bump myself out of it. We accept. Okay, we're in a pretty lousy place. How can I live into my values and stand in my power? And that's a question we could all ask ourselves. Now, I can tell you, I haven't gone through these stages in a way that brings resolution. I know that I need to use the power of my emotions to bring me through my grief. For to use the force of my emotions is to break this delicate process of grief. To use the power of my emotions is to grieve unapologetically And that is an act of self-care. So in these moments, grieve. Let go of what could have been. Don't isolate. Spend time with your community. Because, man, we've got a lot of work to shape what is. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. I am available for spiritual direction sessions. Reach out to me if you are interested and we can talk about that. But whatever you do today, be kind to yourself. Practice self-care because the world needs you and your spirit now more than ever. Namaste.